welcome to the biology class. First of all, let's recall some facts we have already learned. Stimulus. Stimulus is the thing which causes responses. Receptor. Receptors are specialized cells which can dictate a change in the environment and produce impulses. Neuron. Neuron is the basic unit of nervous system. It is the longest cell in our body. Now let's discuss different kinds of neurons. There are three kinds of neurons. They are sensory neuron, motor neurons and mixed neurons. Sensory neurons which carry impulses from different parts of the body to the brain and spinal cord. Motor neurons which carry impulses from brain and spinal cord to the different parts of the body. Mixed neurons will do both the function of sensory neuron and motor neurons. That means they will carry the impulses to the brain and spinal cord and to the various parts of the body. The nervous system consists of two parts. They are central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system consists of brain and spinal cord. Peripheral nervous system consists of cranial nerves and spinal nerves. Cranial nerves are arising from the brain. There are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. What is meant by cranium? Cranium is the part of the skull which encloses the brain, but it is not including the bones of face and jaw. That's why it's got the term cranial nerves. Then the spinal nerves which arising from the spinal cord. There are 31 pairs of spinal nerves. Children, if we touch hot water, suddenly what we will do? We withdraw our hands very fastly. If a thorn pierces our foot, what we will do? We will withdraw our legs very fastly. When bright light falls on our eyes, we will start to blink our eyes. If anything comes towards our eyes, we will close our eyes without thinking anything. These are reflex actions. That means the actions we do without thinking. Thinking is a complex activity, so it is bound to involve a complicated interaction of many nerve impulses from many nerves. So we know these dense networks of neurons situated in our brain, which receives impulses from all over the parts of our body and thinks about before responding to them. Obviously, in order to receive the signals, brain must be connected to the nerves from various parts of the body. Normally, all the actions are depending on this thinking process. But when we touch a hot object, if we go for thinking, it is enough time for to get burnt. So what is the solution? See, our body is like a modern perfect machine. There we have a solution in our body. This kind of involuntary and accidental responses towards stimuli are called reflex actions. These actions do not happen consciously. Reflex arc is the pathway of impulses in the reflex actions. Nerves from all over the body meets in a bundle in the spinal cord on their way to the brain. Now let's see the example again. When we touch a hard object, the receptor receives stimulus and produce impulses. The sensory neurons carries impulses to the spinal cord, not to the brain for thinking. Then there is another neuron called relay neuron, which connects sensory neuron to the motor neuron and produce quick response according to the sensory impulses. Then the motor neuron carries the information to the effector. Then we withdraw our hands very fastly. So this is the reflex action. The pathway of impulses is known as reflex arc. That means stimulus, receptor, sensory neuron, relay neuron, motor neuron and effector. This is that pathway that is known as reflex arc. So I think it is clear. Today we had learned different kinds of neurons, nervous system, that means central nervous system and peripheral nervous system, and the reflex action, reflex arc. Children, learn well. Thank you.